Hello friends and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Joy and today in this lecture we will discuss about the Tamil Nadu budget of 2019-20. But before we begin, I'd like to tell you that StudyIQ is providing pen drive courses for various competitive exams including SSC bank courses, for UPSC optionals, for SSC JE courses, for various teaching courses, railway examinations, defense examinations, RBI grade B examination, NABARD grade A examination, UGC NET, UPSC Civil Services Examination, for CLAT exams, and for various state PSCs and also for various professional courses. You can visit our website www.studyiq.com for more details, or you can make a call to any of these numbers for further information. So let us start. Let us understand some basic facts about the Tamil Nadu budget of 2019-20. It was presented by the Finance Minister of the state of Tamil Nadu, O. Paneerselvam, and it was presented on 8th of February 2019. So these are some basic understanding. Now let us come to the major highlights of the budget of state government of Tamil Nadu. The first one is GSDP. GSDP means Gross State Domestic Product. So at the national level we have the GDP. So GDP is Gross Domestic Product and it is the monetary value of all the final goods and services produced in a country within a financial year. So it gives the sum of all the goods and services or the value of the goods and services produced in an economy within a financial year. So this is at the national level, GDP. Now coming to the state level, we have the GSDP, that is Gross State Domestic Product. So similar to GDP, GSDP means the value of all the final goods and services produced within a state within a financial year. So coming to the GSDP at current prices in the state of Tamil Nadu. Current prices means the GSDP that considers the rate of inflation as well. So we have current prices and constant prices. GDP or GSDP can be calculated at both current prices and constant prices. So current prices means the rate of inflation is also considered. Constant prices means base year price. So GDP is calculated based on base year prices. So here we are talking about current prices. That means the rate of inflation is also calculated. So GSDP at current prices in the state of Tamil Nadu stands at rupees 17,25,639 crore. And this is 8% higher than the revised estimates. That means there is an 8% growth in the GSDP estimates compared to the last year's revised estimates. So this is the GDP growth rate. Now coming to certain factors like total expenditure. So total expenditure in the state accounts for 2,64,556 crore rupees, and this accounts for 6.5% increase over the revised estimates of the previous year. So expenditure has increased, GDP also or GSDP also increased. Now coming to total receipts. So receipts here means borrowings are excluded. So all the receipts excluding borrowings are taken into consideration and it accounts for 2,02,788 crore. So here we will see that the receipts are lesser than the expenditure, and this is also 8.2% higher than the revised estimates. So if we see both expenditure and receipts, the expenditure side is higher than the receipt side. So it means that there is definitely a deficit. So we will see what deficit it is, whether it is a revenue deficit or a fiscal deficit. So first coming to the revenue deficit stands at 14,315 crore and fiscal deficit stands at 44,176 crore. And this revenue deficit is almost 0.83% of the GSDP and fiscal deficit is almost 2.56% of the GSDP. Now what is the difference between revenue deficit and fiscal deficit? Fiscal deficit means the excess of total expenditure over total revenue. So here total expenditure and total revenue is taken into consideration. But whereas in revenue deficit, it is the excess of revenue expenditure over revenue receipts. And what is meant by this revenue deficit? It means that definitely there should be certain borrowings in order to meet the excess of revenue expenditure, and this is considered to be very bad for an economy because these borrowings are made in order to meet the revenue expenditure, and revenue expenditure does not create or generate any capital asset. So borrowings made in order to meet the day-to-day expenditure or the revenue expenditure of the government is not good or healthy for an economy because they do not generate any capital assets in the economy. So these are the major highlights of the budget of state of Tamil Nadu for the year 2019-20. Now moving on to the major allocations, we will see what are the sectors where the government has allocated more money this year and where the allocation has come down. So we will see that in the energy sector, in the transportation sector, in the irrigation sector, and also in the flood control, the government has allocated more money or has increased the allocations. While in certain sectors, the government has reduced the allocations compared to the previous year. So these sectors are rural development, social welfare, nutrition, etc. Now coming to the major policies of the state government of Tamil Nadu as announced in the budget of 2019-20. The first one is an accident cum life insurance scheme, and this scheme is targeted for the BPL families who live below the poverty line. So this is an insurance scheme provided by the state government, and we will see what are the features of the scheme. So according to the scheme, 2 lakh rupees would be provided in case of natural death. So it is an accident cum life insurance. So in case of natural death, 2 lakh would be provided to the family. Now in case of accidental death, it is an accident cum life insurance. So in case of accidental death, 4 lakh rupees would be provided to the family. And in case of permanent disability, 1 lakh rupees would be provided to the person, and a total amount of rupees 250 crore has been allocated for this scheme by the state government. So it is accident cum life insurance scheme. Now the second major policy as announced in the budget is regarding an urban housing project, and it will be called as Tamil Nadu Housing and Habitat Development. Now let us see what are the features of this program. So this is targeted at urban poor, those people who are living in the urban areas and those who are poor. And this scheme has been launched with the assistance of the World Bank. So this is a World Bank assisted program, and according to this scheme, 38,000 tenements would be constructed, and the cost of this project would be 4,648 crore, and this project would be constructed in and around Chennai. So in Chennai and in surrounding areas for poor families living at river margins, that is those people who have migrated from other places in search of job, and those who have settled in Chennai, and especially in the river margins, those who cannot afford even basic facilities or housing facilities, the government would be providing affordable housing through this project called Tamil Nadu Housing and Habitat Development, and this will be implemented with the help of World Bank assistance. So these are the major features of the scheme. Now the third one is electric and BS6 buses. So government has allocated certain sum of money for the purchase of electric and BS6 buses, and this is aimed at reducing the carbon footprint. So according to the plan of the government, around 12,000 BS6 buses would be launched and around 2,000 electric buses will be purchased. The next major policy is regarding the public health, and this program is known as Tamil Nadu Health Systems Reforms Program, and the objective of this program is to improve access of poor and disadvantaged to the government health facilities. So this is to provide better public health facilities. And under this scheme, an essential diagnostic list will be formulated to guarantee a set of diagnostic tests at each level of healthcare. This is because the out-of-pocket expenditure on healthcare comes from majorly diagnostic care or diagnostic test, and also from the purchase of medicines. So in order to reduce the out-of-pocket expenditure of poor families, the government is targeting to provide certain free diagnostic tests in public healthcare institutions or government hospitals. So this will come under the Tamil Nadu Health Systems Reforms Program. Now coming to the GST revenue for the state. The GST revenue accounts for rupees 64,023 crore in 2019-20 financial year, and this accounts to 32% of the revenue receipts of the government. And also the compensation grants for the loss of revenue under GST will amount for rupees 5,582 crore, and this will account to 2.8% of the total revenue receipts. Now what is meant by compensation grants for the loss of revenue under GST? The central government had guaranteed to the state governments that in case of any loss due to the implementation of GST would be borne by the central government for the next 5 years after the implementation of GST. And under this provision, the central government would be compensating the states for any loss made by the state due to the implementation of GST. So this revenue loss will be compensated by the center, and the Tamil Nadu state would be receiving 5,582 crores from the central government in the form of compensation grants by the central government, and this will amount to 2.8% of the revenue receipts of the government of Tamil Nadu. So this is with regard to GST revenue. And moving on, let us see what is the tax revenue for the state. The tax revenue accounts for 1,24,813 crore, which is 63% of the revenue receipts. That means a major portion of the revenue receipts comes from the tax receipts for the government of Tamil Nadu. Now regarding debt servicing, it is estimated that 50,052 crore rupees is required in order to service the debt, and this is 19% of the estimated expenditure. So debt servicing means either the loan repayment or the interest payments for the loans. So interest payments for the loans and loan repayment together, adding both of this, will account for 50,052 crore, which is 19% of the estimated expenditure for the state government. Now these are all the important provisions and highlights of the Tamil Nadu state government's budget for the year 2019-20. You can find the PDF of this lecture on my Facebook page, and for any queries regarding your UPSC preparations, you can get in touch with me on my Facebook page, or you can email me at joyce.studiiq@gmail.com. Thank you.